Mathew, what did President Zelensky say?
Yeah, I mean, really critical moment, because we are now on the brink of what many people believe will be a huge Russian effort to bombard the capital city of Ukraine here in Kiev, and a real concerted attempt to seize control of it. Vladimir Zelinsky, the Ukrainian president, has emerged as the real wartime leader of this country, and it was very difficult to get access to him because obviously he's in a secret location. He's in the center of Kiev, I'm allowed to say that, but we had to meet heavily armed Ukrainian troops at a certain location, then took us by their vehicle into the basement of a building somewhere in the city center. We had to walk through these very dark corridors, all of them lined with sandbags, with security forces everywhere, until we were like deep in the bowels of this huge building in the center of Kiev, where one of the places, we're told, where Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, kind of camps out, hides out as Russian forces bomb the country, and of course bomb the capital as well. In terms of the interview, it was conducted mainly in Ukrainian. There were some questions that he answered in English. We spoke about a range of issues. Here's one of the issues that we spoke about. We talked about the negotiations that started some days back between Russia and Ukraine about how to possibly bring an end to this conflict, bring an end to this violence. Take a listen.
You sent your delegation to meet the Russians for talks.
Yeah.
Did anything substantial come out of that? Is there any hope, as the world watches, for diplomacy?
They decided to begin to speak about this situation. And I really wanted, and I asked them, so you have to speak, first of all, everybody has to stop fighting, and to go to that point from where it was beginning. Yeah. Yes, it began 6 days ago.
Yes.
I think there are principal things you can do it, and that is very important moment. If you'll do this, and if those side is ready, it means that they are ready for the peace. If they don't ready, it means that you're just, wasting time.
And do you think you're wasting your time, or do you think they're ready?
We'll see.
All right, okay, you can see President Zelensky there. He looks very pale. He looks very, tired. His eyes are red. He's unshaven. He's obviously under a great deal of stress. He's decided to stay in the center of the Ukrainian capital, even though he said himself that he believes he is the #1 target for Russian forces, and that his family are the #2 target. He said that several days ago. But look, he was asked about whether how he was coping, and whether he'd seen his family, for instance, as well. And he said, look, I haven't seen them for several days. I think for 3 days he hasn't seen them. And so this is a man who obviously originally was a comic actor. He became the president, a huge role in itself, and now he's emerged as this really important central figure in the defense of Ukraine, but here he is leading the country from this bunker as Russian forces are poised on the outskirts of the city to strike at the Ukrainian capital.